Look, this video is more about like what's happened in the last few years. The ones that haven't took the dirty jabs like me and you, this video is for you. It's about the low vibrational frequency and the damages that's been done. Clearly the ones that I've seen through the government's bullshit that didn't take the dirty jabs, yeah, it's left a lot of anxiety on this planet. When all this madness started up a few years ago, all over the television, all over the papers, everyone talking about it, I was like, I just can't listen to it. I have to go out every day. And I thought it was just going to blow over. But it didn't. It got worse. I was seeing it in different countries like Canada and China and Australia. The draconian measures that was put into place, being pretty much held down to be jabbed. And I was like, that shit's coming here. And it kind of petrified me. It got to a stage where they were saying we're going to come door to door to jab you. And so my brain started going into overdrive. I was like, I'm ready to protect my family. And any stormtroopers come to the door, I was going to grab one, drag him in fucking side, film it live, what I was going to do to him. That's how bad it got. And in the last 2 years, you couldn't get away from it. It became like an obsession of you trying to stand up for what you believe in, about not taking the dirty man-made pestilence jabs and trying to help others. And it fucked me up upstairs. And no doubt it's fucked you up as well as. And it set off a big, massive, low vibrational energy on the planet. Nobody can seem to lift out of it. And yes, it's obvious that they've been trying to poison us for years. Chemtrails in the sky, pesticides, GMOs in your foods, poisoning your water supply, pharmaceutical. They got that right at the beginning. They may as well just call it farm. That's what the gov elites see it as, a farm. We're the cattle. Or you could just take the P off pharmaceutical and you've got harmaceutical. They are literally poisoning us and killing us off. Let me take these off. Now let's talk about the aftermath and the damages of it's caused to many people. Many people will probably be suffering like severe anxiety attacks. Anxiety like you've never felt before in your life. And that is simply because of what they've done to you in the last few years. They've literally abused you for no reason. The lockdowns didn't do fuck all, the masks didn't do fuck all, the jabs are causing serious harm and damages towards your family and loved ones. Now there's a lot of people talking about shedding and how to stay away from people that are shedding, if that's even a thing. There's a lot of nasty ass viruses and shit in the air at the moment. And yeah, I get it, it's winter time. But a couple of weeks ago, my son had some shit in his throat. And it wasn't COVID or anything like that. And he passed it on to me. We both couldn't shift this shit off our chest. It felt like we was drowning in this fucking gunk. And that for me was more alarming than catching COVID, ADA, radiation poisoning. Now people have to understand one thing, is that nobody's coming to save us. We have to save ourselves right now. And we have to stand up for our children's and family's future. And yeah, who the fuck wants to be protesting in this freezing cold weather? But let's face it, we're sitting in a house freezing to death because we can't afford to put our heating on, right? And here I am, walking 2.5 miles down to my local village to keep warm. So yeah, there is a lot of dark negativity right now on the planet. And I can feel it, maybe you can feel it, and it's fucking us up. And that's why you're feeling the way that you feel. Now, in the last couple of years, if all this shit was legit, they wouldn't pump it out on media and televisions and newspapers 24/7, drilling all that madness constantly on loop, drilling it into your brains, getting all these celebrities coming forward to try and promote you to take the jab. If this was all legit, they wouldn't have done it that way. So we kind of like accepted it and got past all that. Now we're in a cost of living crisis hell where we're all suffering. And many more people are going to die this winter because of it. It's got to the stage with me right now that there's nothing left. I'm just plodding on day after day. I just feel like there's nothing to look forward to. And yet they've made a Christmas song in the UK. Feed the UK. How embarrassing. All that money that went to like Africa and stuff all those years ago. And they blew it up with Band-Aid. And now we're asking for money to feed the UK. One of the 5th or 6th most healthiest countries in the world is now a third world country. And there's a lot of people still buying into this madness. Yeah, I'll buy it. I hope it goes to #1. And it's like, have you heard yourself? You are hanging on to a dying system. And it will be the same old shit when the New Year's countdown comes. When you're counting down. Oh yeah, let's wish for a better year. Like you did last year. And it's just getting worse. So what is the fucking point? There is no point. Nobody's doing anything. Everybody's accepting it. This is our life now. It's depressing. And people want to know why they're suffering severe anxiety right now. It's because of what those motherfuckers have done to all of us. Don't you ever forget that.